Today, let's look at the healthiest foods on Earth. Number 14. Beets. Beets are among the most nutritious vegetables around. These taproots were first domesticated in the ancient Middle East and prized for their leaves, but by the age of the Roman Empire, humans were harvesting and eating the reddish-purple root too. Raw beets provided a small trace of protein, some carbohydrates, and very little fat. They're also a great source of vitamin B9, manganese, and even some vitamin C, and is said to be helpful in reducing blood pressure in hypertensive patients. Number 13. Black beans. Beans can be a great source of protein, but the popular Latin American dish of black beans takes healthy to the next level. These dark legumes are often cooked with onions, garlic, tomatoes, and ham hocks for flavor. Their great taste is rivaled by their nutritional value, as black beans provide a variety of minerals like folate, iron, magnesium, niacin, phosphorus, thiamine, and zinc. They also pack a ton of calcium, fiber, and protein into each serving. And because of the slow rate your body takes to metabolize them, black beans will almost always leave a diner feeling full. Number 12. Spinach. Popeye may have just been a cartoon, but the animated sailor was onto something when he turned to spinach for strength. Available fresh, frozen, or canned, these leafy green veggies contain very few calories as the plant is a whopping 91% water. It has very few carbohydrates and nearly zero fat, while providing some protein to consumers. Spinach contains a bevy of nutrients, from vitamins A, B6, C, E, and K to magnesium, calcium, iron, and potassium. These minerals and vitamins aren't easily absorbed by humans though. Spinach contains an ion called oxalate, which bonds with nutrients like iron and calcium to create unusable forms of the minerals. Luckily, these oxalates can be cooked out, allowing you to get the biggest nutritional value for your buck. Otherwise, the human body would only be able to absorb around 5% of the calcium spinach offers. Number 11. Almonds. Grown from a tree of the same name that was originally native to Iran, the almond is now cultivated all over the globe. Though often grouped with nuts, these small brown delectables are actually drupes, forming the inner core of a fleshy fruit. In order to access the protein-packed nucleus, almonds must be shelled by removing the greenish-white fruit surrounding them. Chock full of magnesium, vitamin E, calcium, iron, riboflavin, and fiber, these are some of the most beneficial nuts to eat and have been found to help balance cholesterol levels. They surpass other nuts in terms of fiber content and have recently become more and more integrated in foods outside of their raw form. Though they've always been used in various pastries, the advent of almond milk has offered a dairy-free, soy-free milk alternative that's proved popular in modern society. Number 10. Kale. A popular vegetable among health food aficionados, kale is a plant closely related to wild cabbage and provides a plethora of vitamins, minerals, and healthy doses of macronutrients. It was first cultivated in the Mediterranean and Western Asia as early as 2000 BC, and over time, different breeds would be utilized in other parts of the world. Typically classified by their different leaf types, there are numerous variations of kale that each have different flavors, textures, and colors ranging from light green to violet brown. Despite these differences though, they all provide over 20% of the recommended daily value of vitamin A, B6, and C, along with folate and manganese. It's also considered a good source of thiamine, riboflavin, vitamin E, and much more. In hopes of introducing kale into the diets of more consumers, some companies in the past decade have begun incorporating them in new food products, such as kale chips, a replacement for potato chips. Number 9. Dark chocolate. This bittersweet is a decadent treat for candy lovers worldwide. But what some may not realize is the fact that dark chocolate actually packs a nutritious punch as well. Without the dairy included in the sweeter alternative of milk chocolate, this food actually offers a heavier concentration of all the nutrients provided by cacao tree seeds. Made from cocoa butter, cocoa solids, and sugar, dark chocolate contains heavy doses of vitamin B6 and iron, the latter of which provides an astounding 92% of the recommended daily value in a 100-gram serving. Because of its high antioxidant levels, many consider this candy food to actually be a superfood, and due to the manner in which dark chocolate boosts brain serotonin levels, it's considered to be an excellent natural means of lifting your spirits as well. Number 8. Blueberries. This sweet berry found in bagels, pies, and the produce section of every major grocery store are native to North America and are plump with nutritious benefits. While blueberries contain many of the same vitamins and minerals as other foods on this list, as well as rich amounts of fiber and antioxidants, their most unique contribution comes in the form of phytonutrients. These natural chemicals aren't essential to survival, but phytonutrients are beneficial nonetheless, as they are thought to assist in preventing a number of diseases. Studies have shown that adults who regularly eat blueberries lower the risk of high blood pressure, avoid and fight obesity, and are less likely to experience detrimental effects to their cognitive capabilities. Number 7. Oatmeal. Crafted from rolled or ground oats, oatmeal has garnered a wave of popularity from health-conscious eaters due to its soluble fiber content. This component of the breakfast favorite lowers cholesterol in consumers, but that's hardly the extent of the food's benefits. Oatmeal also features rich amounts of complex carbohydrates and can slow digestion while stabilizing blood sugar levels. It contains high amounts of omega-3 fatty acids, folate, potassium, and B vitamins as well, all of which help strengthen the heart and fight potential cardiovascular problems. Number 6. Sweet potatoes. A starchy root, sweet potatoes often get written off as an unhealthy option in today's carbohydrate-conscious society. However, these sugary orange oblongs bring a lot more to the table with complex carbohydrates, which are higher in fiber, digest slower, and are much more filling than simple carbohydrates, making them an ally in weight management. Sweet potatoes are filled with dietary fiber and beta-carotene, the latter of which is an antioxidant that can be turned into vitamin A. It has vitamins B5, B6, and manganese, and when baked, can increase vitamin C levels to 24% of the recommended daily value at a serving of 3.5 ounces. Surprisingly, even the leaves of sweet potatoes are nutritious and can be prepared and consumed similar to spinach. Number 5. Olive oil. Drained from the pressing of whole olives, this oil is a favorite ingredient and cooking option all around the globe, though it proves most popular in its native Mediterranean nations, like Greece, Italy, Spain, and Tunisia. Though a single tablespoon of olive oil contains a high caloric value of 119 calories, it also contains a large amount of vitamins E and K. In a 3.5-ounce serving of this oil, consumers will receive an impressive 57% of their daily value of vitamin K and a jaw-dropping 93% of their daily value of vitamin E. Olive oil is also rich with antioxidants and monounsaturated fats while preventing strokes and heart disease. Number 4. Turmeric. Favored in traditional Indian, Middle Eastern, and Southeast Asian cooking, this root-based spice is heralded as a superfood that can be added to most any recipe. The yellow-orange turmeric contains many beneficial compounds, including curcumin. Some studies have shown that this chemical assists with mental ailments like depression and assists antidepressants in working more efficiently, as well as helping to fight type 2 diabetes. But scientists, so far, aren't unified on these claims. Turmeric's effects on arthritis, however, seem to be much more fruitful, with the root spice acting as an anti-inflammatory, easing joint pains and stiffness when consumed. Lab studies have also revealed turmeric to be able to stop the growth of tumor cells. But more research must be done before scientists can put this remedy into action realistically. Number 3. Avocado. Avocados have a notoriously high fat content, a fact that's obvious to anyone who's handled this oily egg-shaped fruit. As a result, some tend to think this green and black produce isn't the healthiest option when dieting. In truth, though, avocados are rich in healthy fats, the kind your body needs for fuel while having little correlation to body weight and cholesterol level. Like many of the foods on this list, these fruits are packed with B vitamins and potassium, along with vitamins C, E, and K. But avocados also offer lots of fiber for easier digestion and special nutrients known as carotenoids and phytosterols, both of which aid in fighting heart disease and boost immune systems. Number 2. Lemons. Used for its leaves, peel, oil, and juice, lemons are bursting with healthy components that can be employed in a vast array of ways. The main nutrient that comes from lemons is the same as other citrus fruits, vitamin C. A single 100-gram serving of this golden yellow fruit yields a recommended daily value of 64% when it comes to vitamin C. While often associated with aiding the immune system, vitamin C plays many roles, including preventing heart disease and stroke. Lemons are loaded with fibers and plant compounds that strengthen the heart as well, in addition to lowering cholesterol, preventing kidney stones, and helping with weight loss. Number 1. Garlic. Closely related to vegetables like chives, shallots, and onions, garlic has come a long way from being food among the poor, as it was labeled in ancient Rome. This food is harvested from stalks that can grow over 3 feet tall and can be planted in all sorts of soil, though 80% of the world's garlic comes from China alone. Though some are turned off from the veggie due to its pungent smell, garlic is somewhat of a wonder food in that it has been instrumental in maintaining health for centuries. In addition to lowering cholesterol and blood pressure, garlic can also act as an anti-inflammatory and will halt the growth of bacteria.
Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.